concession stand because they were having trouble getting people to go to the concession stand. And I think that's where we can pick up some of the shortfall when we have that concession stand consistently open to make some of that money that we gave off on their enrollment. So.
Yeah, it's short-lived because eventually it has to pay for itself.
But you'll see that not only that moving forward, when as Ches, as a supervisor out there, works towards these adult leagues that he has. Like right now, if you go out there tonight after the meeting, he's got a volleyball adult leagues going on where he's got like 6 teams signed up. He's got flag football signed up. He's got adult basketball signed up, and kickball and flag football that they've never had before. So those leagues all generate that revenue rate. So there isn't a shortfall. And like this last weekend's the first time we've ever had those fields leased out for tournament play. And the guy came in and rented 2 fields for 2 days. Now in 2 weeks he's renting all 4 fields for 2 days. So as we generate that revenue, that's going to pick up that shortfall. That
and I'm not being negative at all. I'm all for doing it. It's about that I know with all as ouchy as all it is out there, and we know that it's not going to cover it. I just want us to address heads up right off the bat, knowing that when it becomes $100,000, we've talked about it, and who's going to pay.
Yeah, we're only committed to 50,000, and that's all we're going to do.
Yeah.
Now they got to pick up the other side on there.
And when we had the first contract, we started with the part-time, but now we have a full-time staff out there, and it looks like we're going to need to have a full-time and a part-time person.
And last year was hard because they went through 3 employees, and I understand the story part of it. So there was some lapse in it, but now they've got a good guy out there in the back, and he's been rocking it out.
And nobody was playing on the fields. So
I agree.
We went out today with the fencing guy to look at, because they were coming in, and everyone now wants to rent this field, so how we can just, really close it down so when we're using this, because Time Warner Sports Park in San Antonio is owned by Northeast ISD now. Labor Johnson is older, so there's not a lot of growth out there. So we're looking for these avenues, Jordanton, Pleasanton's complex. Now we're on this map, and they got UAAA baseball, and they're going nationwide. They went the other day, and they loved it. I mean, I think for 2 days, they bought 80 tacos for a month, as each day is sold out. If you went to any Bill Miller's, and you could saw they were just full of baseball player teams. And I think the next tournament they're having on the 29th and the 1st of February, I think there's 36 teams signed up to come here for a 2-day event.
David, those are the things we need to publicize. How many people are coming? How many are staying in hotel rooms?
And he has it broken down. I'll ask Ken when he's in here, Mr. Hamilton. Ken Hamilton with the Elite Sporting Baseball, I think is what it's called, or the company. I'll get the exact name from it, but Ken Hamilton.
Syntax.
Yeah.
Syntax, right?
Yeah. So and he's been running these in anywhere from San Antonio to Dripping Springs to Jordanton to Kennedy, and man, I think he's ready to just home down and make it as one of his home bases. Like the other day, he had such an overflow of teams he can never do. His tournament was packed in Jordanton. These were just overflow for 2 fields for 2 days to come here. And we're in a 30-minute proximity from when he does that. So now he can go from having 30, 40 teams to 100 teams, and we can flow them back and forth. Hopefully they go with an empty tank, come over here, and fill up over here.
So,
and then,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No. So, that's just the process, the bidding process just to go in. So we know that we put our money where our mouth is as EDC and put $1.5 million out there. And we did the entrance, we're doing the parking lot. So I'm just asking for approval for myself to move forward on obtaining the bid or contract process for the, I'd like to put that bid or contract to proceed with the $50,000 agreement of FEDC funds provided for maintenance of the sports complex bills owned by the city. And the city's picking up their side with the employees they have out there. So.
Any discussion how to move forward with this? We're gonna go after one bid for 50,000?
No, we're gonna break it up. So we're gonna go after a local bid for the for everything that needs to have a license, fertilizing, the ants, herbicides, pesticides. We're gonna break it up and go after that. And then we're gonna try to buy a piece of equipment that we know we need to keep the grass off the dirt. It's we went to, I think National League of Cities meeting here and saw it, and it's a propane used sprayer. It takes the hot air and blows and kills within 24 hours. So you don't have to have the licensing to spray. It's organic. It's safe for kids. It's safe for pets in the area. And then we do that on the walkways out there, and we do it on the field. And then from there, the money left over we'll put into a bid to cut the fields. And it's not just the baseball fields, it's the 2 football fields, the 4 fields, and then the amphitheater as we move forward as well. So. And the city workers back there will maintain all the common areas and what we call the T's in between. So.
I'd make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Lambert, is there a second? Second by Mr. Edoc. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries unanimously.
Okay, if you look under H, this is pretty simplistic. All I'm asking for is just to move forward with conducting a combined audit with the city. Last year, we were under the recommendation to do us like a standalone audit. Cost us right around a little under $4,000 to have like a forensic audit or whatever. This is where we're gonna do a combined audit with the city, which will really cut our costs in half. We're really a component of the city audit anyway because they control our funds. So if you have any questions, kind of reading over that agreement, what they're gonna do from, I think it's from Michael.
What's the cost?
They haven't set the cost. Let me see, is it in there?
On page, is that page 6
We're
or
basically,
7?
we're just doing a separate audit.
Page 7.
We're doing a combined audit.
6 of 7.
We've been doing separate.
Yeah, we know 1 year, we've been doing this combined audit. In the past, back when I was treasurer on the board, this is how we did it.
There's 8,500 back in the back.
This is, I'm not gonna sign this, this is just to move forward to pay our part of the audit.
Which is, looks like 8,500. And then last year, you all requested an independent audit.
Extra.
And you hired the same auditor. Your former executive director insisted on that. So it cost you a lot more than the 8,500 because you're audited anyway because you're in our books. And then you will ask for a separate audit, so then they audit the same numbers again.
Here, that's documented.
And they have to come and report to you all separately, which they can report it to you separately. That's what you got that one. So I think it costs you.
Well, what do we have budgeted for the audit now?
You normally budget somewhere between $10,000,
Yeah, I think
but
it's
last year was $14,500 because that's what you spent, so a little over
Yeah. So
$15,000.
we have the.
We're just taking away the fuel process.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just important, if you see there, if we don't get on the city schedule in March to do this audit, and we have to have them come back, it's another $3,500 fee. So. And I already have a laundry list of things from Helen. She's been really organized on, she cracked the whip on all of
So,
it.
one of the options, then we have no option, right? We have to audit it, so.
Mhm. Yeah.
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 Payment now, payment later.
Huh?
Yeah, but your audit was so
And you can
much-
see last year,
your
the big
audit was
audit.
so much better than mine.
I'm gonna tell you, yeah, so our audit last year, the big things, and that's on the agenda in the next few months as we get back to business with our meetings, is bringing in a financial advisor, so we look at a better way to invest our money, and that was the big thing. Remember, we had $2 million, we made $650, so that's on the next agenda to bring, we have to bring in a financial advisor, and that person is gonna work with us on what they recommend we do with a certain amount of money to make the most bang for our buck, so.
I know we get 4%, right here. You're right.
Yeah, I was a good work.
All right, let's make a motion to approve this expenditure. Or I guess with conducting a combined audit with the city.
Yeah, that's all it is. We can negotiate some of those fees. So, have a first on that.
Is there a motion to that? Any other questions? Discussion?
I already spent enough city money tonight.
Okay, if there's no motion, let's go on to the next one.
We have no motion to conduct an audit,
A combined audit.
a combined audit?
So moved.
Yes. Okay. I'll second.
Mr.
That's
Bruin
fair.
seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
There you go.
We almost didn't have
I know. We have to have an audit.
Come
Yeah, I'll be back with a special meeting because we missed the March 9th, I'll spend $35 more.
on,
it. Okay,
Okay.
let's talk about the Lodi Park sign.
Okay, so we're gonna redesign the Lodi Park sign. We already approved to move forward with the Lodi Park sign. So one thing we want to do is, we did this in the dog park, right? When I was on the board, we did a sign, we put all the construction people, but then the council wants to do it as well. So as we're doing this to save money, we just want to be able to go and have it revised with the city council that approved it. I've reached out to Gerard's wife Sylvia, and I think we've come to put the honorable, I think that's the wording, Honorable Gerard Jimenez, with his years he served from, I think, that term was like 17 to present. If Sylvia can help me with, can help me with the time, and then we'll put his daughter that took his space when the park was built. If you haven't been by there this last weekend, oh man, it's night and day difference. I came out with the landscapers today, what we need to do to get the grass put down and the fencing down. We're pretty much done with that phase until we decide to do some parks, but the benches are put out. I got 2 benches left to put out. Other than that, the picnic tables are out, the barbecue pits are set, the dirt's there, I need a little more dirt. The bike racks have been installed, all 4 trash cans have been installed.
No, that park that we,
Yes.
talked about.
So, I have some pictures on my phone. I didn't have a chance. I mean, they were working, they put the handicap ramp all the way out to the road. So,
Yeah, because I think, Jacob, I know you were there when the school helped us to put everything together at the basketball courts.
Yeah.
So that's that little park across the
Yeah.
street from.
So-
Concrete and everything done already.
yeah, they finished around the concrete, and that's just a new thing, so we get that dedicated. And the tables, it's all ADA compliant. It's the first fully ADA compliant pavilion that we'll have.
Are you gonna have a dedication day? Have you set the date?
If I get this stuff done early next week, we may not have the plaques to dedicate it. We might, that's why I want to do it in February and March, because this week they'll let me know, it takes about 2 or 3 weeks to get the plaque done. So once we get it,
This is like.
Little Dottie Park.
But,
No,
No.
that's the little
This
Dottie
is
Park. Where they get the basketball.
a patch on the side.
With my first.
That is on Pine Street and 3rd Street. Pine and 3rd.
You go north, and you
Okay.
run right into this.
This Plum, there's 2 Pine Streets. There's a Pine Street off of Standish. If you take a left right there, that's Pine Street 1, and then Pine Street 2 stops and continues over
It's
there.
empty there before.
Around there.
For the community,
So-
barbecue pits and all that.
Just like they told me the other day to go on Second Street, address so and I drove back and forth.
If you go this way.
There was no,
And if you go look at it, it's all graffiti-proof tables. Charlotte ordered some wonderful tables. It matches our new color scheme. We're gonna go with our green that matches the Floresville green and black. It's something, writes on it, it's easy to find black paint, standard black paint. And then from there, they're bolted to the cement, so they can't be moved around. The barbecue pits are the new state-of-the-art ones. They put a ring on it that you can't unscrew, but they're gonna come back and tack weld it. They gotta bring the welder and tack weld it. I just think that, as we set that standard, and we'll have the sign made for the adopted park, El Macias United Methodist Church. I have their logo that will look like this. That'll look like this. I gotta fill in some red. This flame is in red.
Oh, yeah.
So say El Macias United Methodist Church, it has their R, because it's a trademark. It'll have their email address underneath, and it'll see adopted park, City of Floresville adopted park project, and it'll have that logo underneath. And it'll be just like we did Delaware Cemetery, it'll be framed, and then we'll put a pole, and we'll weld it to the pole, and it'll sit right inside the tree where there's a bench going on the tree for them to show that that park is being maintained and adopted by the youth and the men's, or the congregation of El Macias. They stepped up to volunteer to do that, so.
Okay.
That's what the sign looks like?
But, yes, so that's what the sign, but no, it's gonna look different.
That's the current.
That's the current one,
The
but
past approval one.
that's the past approval, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that past approval sign, I think it kinda goes up like this, and then it'll have the logo of the city of Floresville. We'll have all the city council, the city manager, all that right there. And then from here,
The EDC.
we'll have EDC, and then in the middle, we'll have right here, Design Coup logo. And so all we're doing is asking to give us a little more time to approve, to make it a little bit bigger, to cost save, and have that, instead of going out there and having a part, and then they want to put another one, we'll just get it knocked out and be done with it.
You know, no.
Okay, let's have a motion for that.
Okay?
I move.
Okay.
Mr. Galvin, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Pruitt, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then when we're out there, Randy, we're gonna do,
Unanimous.
what'd you say, night no low die?
Yep.
We'll have something to do. So and sidebar, on that, while we're on that topic, reached out to the lady with the property, we're almost there, and then we'll be able to expand it and do that volleyball court that we already got approved, so.
That would be nice.
So we're gonna have more than just cut the ribbon, right? We're gonna fire up the grills.
Yeah, we're gonna have some hot dogs.
We're gonna have more than just
I'm
cut
gonna
the
get the
ribbon.
church,
We're gonna fire up the
well, my
grills.
plan is to get with the pastor of the youth group out there and have some of I mean, if we can do it on Saturday, have some of the young men in the church that adopted come out and grill some hot dogs, have some sodas and water. I get, have some basketball going on. It's really neat. If you driven by there, man, today, school was out today, so I really got to really see, I bet you I ran in over 16 kids throughout the day. Cause I'm out there was 8, and then there was like 4, and then there was a mom who was just running circles around the park while her kids were playing basketball. I'm like, I was tired watching it. But, you know, it's just, and I talked to a gentleman the other day at the city council meeting. He asked what started this, and that was one of the things I told you when I took this job. I said, we have to fix the heart of where we came from to grow, to know where we're gonna go. And we cannot, we can no longer sit on the sideline and let our parks that have been here forever continue to deteriorate as we have this nice park out there talked about. How do you grow our town with this nice park? So when we get done with this, we're going straight up to Con Park and knock it out.
Okay, great. Okay. From
Charlotte.
Charlotte, let's go to Christmas.
Christmas.
Give it a
We
hit.
want to have something big, grandiose, eye-catching for our next tree lighting festivities. This is just one option. It doesn't have to be the option, but it's called the Monsterzilla, the senior, what is it? Snowzilla Senior. So Snowzilla Senior, it can accommodate adults as well as children. And you
What
get
does it look like?
the effect of going down a snow hill on an interchange. You've never been sledding, have you?
No.
Okay. So it's similar to this. This is a junior.
We'll just pass it around.
There's pictures.
And there is a junior
Here's at the
slide
bottom.
as well.
I am,
Oh, there's just
I'm
not
kind
any.
of-
speculating that that's
Oh,
it
that's it?
right there.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
it's similar to that, but
Pass it around.
they
Okay, here.
actually need a forklift to bring this in, and they need a lot of man hands to set it up. So it is a nationally known slide.
I'm gonna tell you that, my wife was telling me they did something
Slide on the
similar to
snow.
this at her school fundraiser, at her school. And she said, just be prepared, because your hands get cold with the tubes. And it's just, that was the kids' #1 thing. If you saw what Lorraine did last year during their thing, they brought in a bunch of snow and they did that sled. It was only like 10 foot, this is really neat. And so, you know, we have the budget set aside.
What about liability?
But typically, if this is some type of attraction that they bring, they usually bring a couple
Yeah, they're
million
gonna have to-
dollars.
Oh, we're not purchasing this?
No, we're just bringing it.
Rented it.
Oh, rented it for what?
It's a lot.
They usually,
12,000?
they usually will have their own insurance, that kind of thing. I'm gonna be quiet on this because I don't understand the perplexity of, you know, won't they get cold for Christmas? I've been to the snow, so.
So
Well, there's a single
so
day
am I.
room, it's 7,500, and I don't,
Smaller one. I mean, there are other options.
And that
They
provides
just,
what?
they just
The ring
book
and everything
quick.
else?
They book
It's
quick,
really-
so, you know, this is just an option. It's not a.
So is the option 12,000?
So can I ask something? I know it's not this, but I would like to try this myself. So is this, yes. This, would you guys be charging or it
Full
would be
running,
free
so-
or what?
Yeah, it's a fee?
Will you be doing a fee or no?
We could do, I don't know.
I don't know, I guess you have to look at the
So let's do this,
liability coverage and see if you're gonna have to
Yeah,
pay for liability coverage and then you
You
might
can
want
make a
to charge.
donation or like a
So this is
wristband.
it right here?
No, no.
You can buy a wristband, do unlimited rides on it. I mean, you get 2,000 people out there that night. If you get 500 kids, let me do the math on
I
it.
do have to say that I was surprised at the turnout just to see the lighting of the tree. So was the police department, because I called the chief and he goes, oh, I gotta police on my test. I said, no, I need some serious traffic control.
Yes.
I think your event started at 5, but I think.
And I was directing the fire truck.
I think people started at 4:30, and I don't usually estimate crowds, but the police department estimated that we had about 2,000 down there for your Christmas.
I think if we did it right, we did some bouncy castles, some lower things, and we come out with a all-you-can-use like
No, I don't need
band for
to
$20 for adult and kids. I think you can get 500 people. I don't think you'd have these. You get 500 people times $20, and you can make about 10 grand that back.
Yeah, but
So
I
we're gonna
think
be charging.
if you're gonna do something like that, I think you should.
Yeah, something for that amount you have to.
But I mean, the lady down there, I mean, I know somebody who just was selling tea and made $300 just selling tea. That
For
night.
$2 a cup.
Kettle corn, that was good that they
So
have
where do we
that.
set this up?
It'd be on the courthouse
On
lawn.
the courthouse lawn. But, because these things book up kind of, up early, you probably need to book it at least 6 months in advance, so that's what she's trying to do.
Could you get a copy of the contract so I can look at
Yeah.
it and see as to coverage, as to
Let's,
liability and?
let's approve to do bidding of,
Okay.
It
Well,
shows
is that a hotel
specifics.
motel tax function?
well, I think we have a 10% of our
I was
budget.
asking him.
Yes, if it brings heads to beds, I can definitely see where, you know, kind of, in this fiscal year, I spent all my money.
But in October you get new funds. This is December.
Christmas lighting service.
Remember
But
we
in
were
the
in a
next
conference here
system-
and everyone wanted to buy something
But in the
else.
next fiscal budget, we can be able to do something like that, but, yeah. But I
I mean,
think the entertainment,
so-
especially there, people were looking for more things.
But do you want us to table it, try to get some other options to come back?
We can do that. I'm into fun too.
Well, I hate to lose a month.
Yeah.
I know it takes time, and there's other people competing for this.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
that's for
Yeah.
sure.
How about, an approval of a dollar amount that you all feel comfortable about, then we can get different proposals, and then, the attorney can definitely look at, being able to figure the liability in it.
Or you can do your bid for the artificial slide or whatever downtown,
How much is
with
this
a
skating?
caveat.
Well, what did we do for the fireworks? We didn't.
No
We
fireworks.
didn't sponsor the fireworks,
No.
but for that event. Celebrate America. How much did we spend?
The freedom?
We have 20,000 set aside already.
15.
So we're just,
I know of another city that went out and bought a snow machine, and they spent over $25,000 on a snow machine.
Well, you don't have to buy a tree this year.
No, this is
We
not
have
for
lots
this.
of, we have a shed.
For
we
Christmas,
have-
a Santa Claus.
We've got plenty of decorations, you got a Santa Claus, a sled.
Do we have enough lights?
oh yeah, we have tons. I have enough lights to run the courthouse.
The courthouse too?
Yeah, I have enough lights. I have like, we bought 8, and I have 3
I mean,
and a
it's
half.
still stored
I
over
just
there,
wanted
Mr.
to
Lehman.
look at
You still got them
to
stored.
see with the coverage of.
I say with the advice of the attorney,
I
move
think
forward with the advice of the attorney.
If there's families that don't have any
Yeah.
money, they're just gonna stand there and just watch.
Well, if we do the 4th of July, we're saying a free event anyway.
So I'm just saying that.
And I think you're right at
But
the
let
time.
me look at the
With-
next government. Okay.
He's waiting to say.
I mean, here we can go up for sponsorships
He's
of it
saying
too.
that, you know, it don't book up, it really advanced, but they book up, but.
Yeah.
So is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Okay, there you go.
Vamos.
We're gonna have to get some sponsors.
What? Thank you, Randy.
There you go.
Did you take a
Okay.
look?
Now you got work to do.
Yeah.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Gauna, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, but you know, one thing we didn't say, a dollar amount.
I said what
Well,
the,
this one doesn't have a dollar amount.
we're
So we're just
just,
talking about this particular,
Yeah.
product, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
to go out for bids. and
That attraction.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so, would you like one? You have any agenda?
everything's huge, man.
If you went
It's
great,
nice.
Throw it in, Gauna.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
People I don't tell, just to be.
Man, I knew you had Randy with his stomach growl the third time.
Executive session.
We're like halfway through now, we got the
Do you want to take a 5-minute break?
Did you want to go ahead and, yeah, do you want to go into executive session now or
Yeah,
after the
let's-
break?
In the break, we'll do that.
Okay.
It's 7:43, let's take a 5-minute break.